Yeah, it's KD the one, and I'm here with another reaction video. I'm sorry, I know it's been a minute, but I'm here with someone else. DDGotAPodcast. It's my first time seeing him, to be honest. Uh, Shout out to Astro Dior. Nig, if it wasn't for his video, I wouldn't actually be making this. I was kind of disgusted by the whole Charlie Kirk situation, or the Erika Kirk and Nicki Minaj. But let's cut the yapping and actually get into it because for y'all who don't know, this has been like very aggravating. Let's say that. It's the nicest way to put it.
If you are not yet a member of the Patreon, link is in the description. Please consider becoming a member, as you will have access to many videos you cannot find here on YouTube. So remember in my last video, I said that I genuinely believe that at this point, TPUSA is trolling everybody. When you look at Erika Kirk's entrance, when you consider the fact that they have a posthumous Charlie Kirk introducing her and saying that if something happened to him, that he would want Erika Kirk to lead, and to me,
Alright. First thing, I'm gonna be like 100% honest. I've been staying away from the Charlie Kirk news because I know like people been left and right about it. Some people hate him for the shit that he said. Some people fuck with him for the shit that he done. But really, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Charlie Kirk, but I have known that the internet jumps on this hate wagon and instantly starts berating people for no reason. But honestly, his wife Erika, she moving pretty weird in my mind, and it could just be me. But I know everybody grieves differently. I know everybody goes through loss differently. But it's rather she really could be the type of person that can lock in instantly, or like really like even how Dior said that shit, bro. Y'all check out Astro Dior's video on this, but like man, she really seems like the type of person who could lock in instantly, throw this shit in the back of her head, or like something must be up. Something must be up.
personally, it almost sounded like AI. And as if things couldn't get any more weird, outside of the fact that they keep slipping up and saying the wrong words.
Despite the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Now you have this.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin.
Alright. This was another thing that got me. I'm not gonna hold you. Another thing that blew me. Why are we like, first thing, I understand like celebrities have a say so now. Celebrities have some type of fucking voice out here where if they say something too left or too right, that it affects the media. But to put someone like Nicki Minaj up here, a rapper who's known for controversy, who's saying wild shit, nigga, like I feel like that was the wrong choice. I felt like that was the wrong choice. And this statement by itself, she was on some shit. Oh, we have great role models like the assassin in front of her. I don't know. It's rather this is all planned. She knows this was all being said, all scripted because again, in a real life situation, I don't think someone would be taking this calmly. Or something is really up. Like I feel like I don't want to say she had to play a part in Charlie Kirk's assassination. I would never want to say that. But something really has to be up. That's all I want.
J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
But it gets worse. As Erika Kirk sits there with one of the most open occultists and Satanists in the history of all of the music industry, not only in the past, but currently as of today as well, and I will prove that in this video. Oh yeah, Didi got a podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Didi Got a Podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Didi. Listen, before we get into today's episode, the merch is here. I am currently wearing the I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are I told you so. Super excited. First time I've been wearing my merch on this channel. Also have this t-shirt that just came in. The truth is a person, which is obviously like. Please help a brother out. All right, now that we got that out the way, I just asked, please hit the like button on your way in. Erika, Kirk, Nicki Minaj. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do this video. Did I want to expose Nicki Minaj first, or did I want to do that at the end? And I'm like, it probably made the most sense to react to the clips and then just expose Nicki Minaj at the end, but no, it doesn't. I'm going to expose Nicki Minaj first, because for a lot of you, you're going to say, well, it's easy. Nicki Minaj is a part of the hip-hop industry, the music industry. Obviously, it's worldly, it's secular. What more could you tell us? Obviously, she dresses very provocative in a lot of her appearances. What more could you tell us? Well, I can guarantee you there's probably a lot about Nicki Minaj and the specificities around her career that a lot of you probably won't know, that will completely warp and change your perspective on who was sitting with Erika Kirk before we even get to those clips. I don't know, when you consider the fact that many of Nicki Minaj's performances, her music videos, you can see the checkerboard flowing, which is not just any checkerboard flowing, it's the Freemasonic checkerboard flowing. It doesn't matter if it's black or white or not. This is what it is in reverence to, because make no mistake, Nicki Minaj is a Freemasonic puppet. And notice I said is, not was, but she still currently is. When you look at all of the triangles at her award shows and that are featured in her music videos, when you look at the photos that Nicki Minaj has been seen in, which is very similar to all the other puppets that we've covered on this channel over the years, she does a lot of one-eye symbolism in not only her photo shoots, but her music videos as well. She's seen doing the devil horns, which a lot of artists and musicians and celebrities have been seen doing, including Eminem, who she loves very much. Even when you go to the lyrics of her song, right? Because later in this video, you're going to hear Erika Kirk say, it doesn't matter, they're just words. No, words have meaning. And when you go to a song by the name of Keys Under Palm Trees by Nicki Minaj, you can literally hear Nicki Minaj rapping about getting the chills when the devil calls on her. She raps about being too evil or being too bad for even the devil himself. She talks about not even needing preachers, saying that she is her own priestess.
See, but that's something that's always been in this demographic of music. I'm not saying that it's been favored. There's a lot of Christian hip hop. There's a lot of like love rap, all that shit. But like when it came to these people, I felt like Nicki been doing this shit for a long time. She knows what she doing. She knows that she get fame and she get clout for doing these things. And even if there was some second meaning under them, I feel like this is why people like her isn't the best role models to look at. The reason why you shouldn't put people like her on these stands, because let's leave this shit that they had from back in the day and leave it back in the day.
And of course, I believe that Nicki Minaj wasn't the first. I believe it goes all the way back to Lil Kim, but Nicki Minaj was sort of the second coming or the new introduced version of a Lil Kim that pushes what they call the Barb agenda, right? And what the Barb agenda is essentially warping the minds of young people, because that's who the biggest audience or consumer of the music industry are young people. And they push this agenda that warped the minds of little girls to become insecure about their bodies and aspire to look like those women that are on TV, those women that are rich and famous, right? These women dress and present themselves in a way that make men lust after them and encourage women to want to be like them. So as we can see over the past, 15 years, plastic surgery has risen through the roof. Women want to be curvier, they want bigger back size, they want bigger chests. They're not happy with the way in which God has made them. And Nicki Minaj has been at the forefront of that on purpose. All of this has been very deliberate. When you look at the lyrics for a song called Hard White, where Nicki Minaj is literally depicted in this video in a place that almost appears to be like hell, doing rituals, being worshipped by these weird looking people surrounded by her, which actually reminds me of Beyonce, not only the album.
One thing that got me, y'all was all on Lil Nas case. Y'all was all on Lil Nas for doing this, saying this shit, and doing all this demonic crap. But at the same time, y'all wouldn't hold other people like Nicki to the same standards. Again, I know she been here for a long time. To say that, that's the main reason why we can let certain things die down. You could think about, if we let their generation die out, we are the next generation. Same thing for like all those businesses owned and shit. The more our voice has matter and they don't change, they gonna have to realize a young nigga like us is gonna end up running those businesses. It's gonna end up changing the demographics. And after that, a lot of this will die down.
Outfit here that she's wearing reminds me of this gold outfit that Beyonce has been seen wearing in some of her performances. But in this same outfit, Beyonce was literally being worshipped. Not to mention, Beyonce, as I've exposed many times on this channel, can be seen doing the one eye symbolism as well, which should come to no surprise to many people in 2025. But something else I want to point out is that Beyonce literally gets worshipped, and it's not even a secret. They have an entire community called the Beyonce Mass that a lot of people don't know about. It says here, what is Beyonce Mass? Beyonce Mass is a womanist worship service that uses the music and personal life of Beyonce as a tool to foster an empowering conversation about Black women, their lives, their bodies, and their.
Imagine being, and for real, imagine being so fucking famous that niggas make a religion off of your ass. Listening to your damn music, bro. Like, again, I don't think, and I could be wrong. This could be kids raised up into this shit. This could be people going through this lifestyle today. But I don't think there's nobody in this generation who's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm a part of Beyonce's mass. You feel me? Like, that's my religion. That Beyonce, she like, bro, what? Be honest. Does that shit sound right? Does that shit sound mentally right? I don't know. A lot of people in that generation, they were in the be higher than anything, be a god, be a go, be anything you can. But really, a lot of their generations, they just becoming old now. That's not to say there's not people taking their place. Let's be honest. There's always going to be someone to take their place. It's just looking at it.
Voices
Worshipping
curated
the
by
man.
Reverend Yolanda Norton, so by a female pastor. By the name here, I'm assuming this is a woman. And not to mention, notice that they're using the term reverend, which, if you know anything about the scriptures, no human being can be a reverend. Reverend is only in reverence, right, to the Most High. But I digress. The H. Eugene Farlow Chair of Black Church Studies at San Francisco Theological Seminary. Wow, that's a mouthful. This groundbreaking spiritual experience has gathered thousands of people at worship services from Southern California to Portugal, which isn't a surprise at all when you look at the fact that it's located in San Francisco, which is one of the most liberal and demonic locations in all of the country. But once again, I digress. This is also the same Nicki Minaj that literally has an alter ego called Roman, as we've spoken about alter egos and how demonic they are in other videos as well. But I don't want to digress too much here. If you all want a full video another time on Nicki Minaj, hop in the comment section and just say expose Nicki Minaj. If at least 150 of you do that, then I will consider that for one of my next videos. But I also would like to remind everybody that the person sitting up here with Erika Kirk that we're about to react to here in just a moment is a person in Nicki Minaj who is married to a man who has been tried and convicted for SA. And before you say, well, everybody has a past, you shouldn't judge this person for SA-ing someone. Well, Nicki Minaj has went out of her way to defend this person and almost defend their actions. But if that's not even enough, Nicki Minaj also has a brother who has been tried and, from my understanding, convicted of SA as well. So she has two people in her life that are very close to her that are PDF files. And Nicki Minaj has allegedly, and I'm only going to say allegedly because I wasn't there, attempted to bribe the actual victim of her brother and tried to pay this woman off.
See, at first, I was going to be honest. You can't pick your family members. Her husband, she picked that nigga, be honest. She could have been divorced that nigga, but after knowing the allegations and all that, she still been with him, got pregnant and all that shit, so she don't give a fuck. But I understand that's your brother, but to try to put in money to hush the abused is wild. Especially like I said, we big EDP haters over here. For someone to sit here and not only try to hurt a kid, that's like, it's crazy. Like, that's really crazy. That's really crazy. And these are the type of people that y'all give y'all money to constantly. These are the type of people that y'all sit here and y'all worship.
That's who's sitting up there with Erika Kirk. So it probably shouldn't come as the biggest prize in the world that she is defending Donald Trump. But I digress.
And what do you think about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum.
Erika Kirk asking Nicki Minaj about young men. Okay.
Yes. See, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
How awkward is this? There's nothing funny about what you just said.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did. I love you. I love you. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back, and this...
I'm sorry. I know I'm looking ugly as shit. I'm just saying here, like, every time I see bullshit like this, I get frustrated. I'm not a big fan of Nicki Minaj, but that's just personal preference. But it's really her energy that I'm not a big fan of, and her always portraying herself like this and carrying herself with this energy, and still seeing people say "I love you" to like her face. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, if a nigga was playing,
This is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord, and words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say because I know your heart.
Here's the thing, though, and generally speaking, what Erika Kirk said is a good thing. I would typically agree with this, but one, you said she's a woman of the Lord. Let me make sure I say this before this video ends. It's not that Jesus Christ, it's not that the Lord cannot change anyone, of course. But based on all the things that I've shared, just a little bit that I've shared about Nicki Minaj is a part of an industry, and I would argue that she's an industry plant. Industry plant does not mean that she doesn't have talent. It doesn't mean that she didn't have to work to where she's gotten to, but she's a part of a larger agenda that's been pushed in the music industry well since the 90s. So it's not that Nicki Minaj can't change her mind about certain things, but it's literally the creation of who Nicki Minaj is. And it is important when you say that words don't matter. Words matter a whole lot. That's the reason why the same people that's behind the music industry are the same people that's behind the PORN industry. When you have the Barb agenda, the people that's behind the PORN industry are people that's warping the minds of people and their expectations of sex. It's warping the minds of people and how they view the relationship between men and women. So when you come to the music industry and lyrics and imagery is being pushed to negatively impact the quote-unquote urban community or the so-called Black community, this is important. And don't take my word for it. Erika, take your own husband's word for it.
Black culture is being held captive by influences, songs,
Which
and role models.
influences?
I mean, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is...
I remember this. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Charlie Kirk, but I have seen some of his work. I have seen some of his interviews. And the problem is, when it came to nothing that he said was wrong. First thing, we need accountability. And nothing is going to change until we sit there and we face our shit with accountability. But to look at something like this, like, man, I would think, like, Charlie would never sit here on some shit sit on stage with someone like Nicki Minaj unless he's going to actually debate her, actually go in and see how her mindset is. Like, I'm not saying that his wife isn't doing the right thing because she is facing this peacefully. She is doing this, but to say something like words don't matter, words is why she's here now. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. But words is what put him in this situation. Actions didn't. He didn't do nothing to people that ended up hurting them. He said things that made people hurt.
Causing dads to leave the home? Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls.
I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord. And words are words, but I know her heart.
Do you think that the songs that are the most popular in Black America are uplifting Black America to be better versions of themselves?
I think the most popular
Like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Do you think that they're like empowering people to be great?
Well, I do think Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are empowering. But when you talk about like
wow,
Black, like let's go like Kendrick or whatever, like they're talking about their life experiences and they're saying this is what happened to me, and people relate to that because that's also what happened to them. It's not.
So let me just stop her right here. This right here is my issue with white liberals. I believe Malcolm X said it best.
These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. Being friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things. I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chopped in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
And I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ. Many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling and you take him for a friend.
And more recently, in Dave Chappelle's now trending stand-up special on Netflix, he said it best.
I learned about liberal white people. Liberal white people let black people do whatever they want until you buy most of their talent. Oh, they friend on that.
It's like white liberals will let you do just about so-called black people say what they want, do what they want, and support them behind it, even if it's demonic, right? So what she just said about Kendrick Lamar's music, I've already covered Kendrick many times on this channel. I love a lot of his music, and a lot of his music is also destructive, right? He's an incredibly skilled and talented rapper, but Kendrick Lamar does not only rap about the things that he see. Kendrick Lamar also purposefully raps about things that are blasphemous and ungodly. He says, I am the Omega. PG Lane, Rolly Gang, SIE, don't you address me unless it's with 4 letters. He said, I thought you known better. He said, I am the Elohim, the rebirth. Before you get to the Father, you gotta holler at me first. Last time I checked at the beginning of this video, John 14:6, Jesus Christ says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man will get to the Father but by me, but through me. According to Kendrick Lamar, he is the way, the truth, and the life. He is the Omega. That's Kendrick Lamar's music, because Kendrick Lamar is also a puppet.
Saying this is the greatest thing in the entire world.
Does it lift up the audience to become better?
I think so, because it's like
how?
Because it's
ask this lady if she believes in God. This is what you'll find a lot with a lot of liberals. They either don't believe in God, they don't believe in the God of the Bible, or if they do believe in God, the only thing they really believe about God is that God is love. Love is love. But if you say, okay, well, do you support people like Nicki Minaj's husband and Nicki Minaj's brother? You say love is love. You can't help who you love. That's when you see the hypocrisy, because they don't believe love is love, or maybe they do and they just too afraid to admit it.
saying we all relate to this. We can all, like, this is our story. We can be, like, better than this. Even though it's, like, I mean, there's better, there's not better. It depends on what your worldview is. But I think that rap is good because it can, like...
No, I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm saying, like, just the essence, the core, the ethos is not exactly about, like, quitting drinking, quitting...
As a black man, rap at the middle frontier is about drugs, is about murder, is about getting females, fucking, and doing all that. And it's hard to find someone who raps and doesn't talk about that demographic. It's hard to find someone that raps and can talk about straight life experiences and always get fans. Some people end up calling them corny. Some people like show hate to people who actually got talent. Shit, I say Dex. Dex is someone who's goofy as hell. And some of his videos, yeah, I could say it's corny as hell. But for someone who actually has talent compared to most of the people we listen to, like, man, the type of music I hear on the radio now is ass compared to what we had back in the day. I don't know. I feel like a lot of shit is ass now. But that could just be me.
Drugs and getting married and having children.
No, it's about what you have done, not about, like...
No, but
No,
it's like...
not. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Hip-hop, the origins of hip-hop was about all those things. It's about the things that you've done. It's about your family. It's about expressing yourself in the most artistic and creative way. It's about the way you want to express yourself. But hip-hop has become corporatized. It has become mainstream. It has become co-opted, so to speak, right? My problem with people like Charlie Kirk is that Charlie Kirk was either too afraid, too ignorant, or maybe both, to talk about the people who poisoned hip-hop on purpose, who changed the message of hip-hop. Because a lot of those same people come from the same community of his funders. Those are the same people that's running the music industry, who are behind the industry plants that are in the music industry to push this garbage, this degradation, this degeneracy, and this sinful lifestyle that's about money, cars, clothes, and sex out of wedlock. Charlie Kirk never gave them that smoke. That's the truth. Now,
I'm going to say this. If that is true, I can't say if it's not. I can't say if it is. But if that's true, I believe the devil, and I ain't talking about Charlie Kirk, but I believe the devil is someone who will sit here, tell you the truth, be 100% with you, tell you how to fix your problems, and then still feed you the same thing that's causing those problems. It's weird. It might be, again, something that I just see. It's just, if this is true, then right now he's playing in the hands of the devil. But again, people have their love, people have their hate, people have their speculation on things. If y'all want to see, check out DDGotAPodcast. I'll put this man in the description. If y'all want to see more videos, please like, comment, subscribe. And man, put in the comments how y'all feel about this Nicki Minaj situation, because I'm not gonna hold you. I know, like, it may be weird, especially coming from this perspective, but coming from your own perspective, I want to know how y'all see it, because for me, I'm kind of mixed on it, I'll say. So let me know how y'all feel. I see y'all boys next time. Peace.